Hey, let's live in Universe, it's Zed, and welcome back to WWE 2K Universe Mode. We are here for the first episode of Raw, hot off the heels of Summerslam. The balance of Universe Mode hath been shifted after Summerslam. We have a new WWE Champion. The Tribal Chief is here. The Disciple is now the Messiah Slayer. And more. We're kicking off the show, though, with some big tag team action. So we're starting the show off with tag team action. As here comes the disciples of the Mennonite Messiah. Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake making their way to the ring. See Seth Rollins behind them, trying to ignore what happened at SummerSlam. They call themselves the New Testament. They're taking on a new team on Raw, I've been told. Hang on a minute. Oh, hang on a minute. Well, that's Rey Mysterio, quite obviously. But if you're not aware of who this young man coming to the ring with Rey Mysterio is, that is Rey Mysterio's son, Dominic. Dominic's been training to be a wrestler, to follow in the footsteps of his father for quite some time, and now it seems they find themselves here on Monday Night Raw as part of the tag team division. If you didn't see NXT TakeOver Brooklyn a couple weeks ago, NXT TakeOver was great. Rey Mysterio came up short trying to capture the Cruiserweight Championship from Ricochet in NXT, and then had an amazing matchup with Santos Escobar a few weeks ago, or just a few nights ago as well. And so now it seems Rey Mysterio back as part of Monday Night Raw, and now he and his son Dominic are in our opening contest, taking on Rollins' team of the New Testament as Mysterio rubbed the bat, bulldog to Cutler. And now Rey Mysterio step up Enziguri. This is a rare moment where we're seeing someone make their official in-ring debut as part of Raw or SmackDown rather than being on the NXT roster. Almost like the head writer of NXT in Universe Mode didn't want Dominic Mysterio, so I took him. As now Rey Mysterio with a bulldog to Steve Cutler. Usually I don't throw those digs when it's not pre-recorded, when it's a premiere, but oh well. Mysterio that's shot now, going right after Cutler. Cutler with an arm drag. And now Steve Cutler kicked in the ribs. Rey Mysterio. Rolling kick. Takes down Steve Cutler of the Monday Night Messiahs. And now into the corner goes Rey Mysterio. And Steve Cutler, no, turned around. Mysterio, no, head first off the turnbuckle. Steve Cutler now. Whoa, went for a super kick. Rey Mysterio, knee to the back. And now Mysterio. Great to have Rey Mysterio back on part of Monday Night Raw. Tag teaming with his son as well. It's not a common thing you've ever seen. I believe this is the first official father-son tag team in WWE history. Oh, and Blake. Wesley Blake. And Shane Thorne. The Monday Night Messiah faction trying to aid Steve Cutler here against the debuting Dominic Mysterio. And now Dominic picking him up to his feet, and Dominic kick to the knees. Here comes Dominic Mysterio. Went for a kick. Oh, what an enziguri. I love myself a good enziguri. Dominic Mysterio. That was a great one. Hurricane Rana. Looks back at Wesley Blake now. Takes him down. And now Dominic picking Steve Cutler up to his feet. Right hand from Dominic. Kicked in the ribs. Dominic Mysterio. Oh, here we go. Big power bomb. Stacks up Cutler. One. No, that's a kick out for Steve Cutler. Rey Mysterio getting in the ring now. You can see it out, though, before the referee counts. Right hand from Dominic. And another. Dominic Mysterio pulls in Cutler. Picks him up. And hits him with a suplex. And Dominic with a running swanton of sorts, making sure Steve Cutler doesn't make the tag to Wesley Blake. That's a brilliant strategy from the young Dominic Mysterio. As Dominic staggers back Wesley Blake, or Steve Cutler, excuse me. Flatliner connects from Dominic. Cover. 1, 2, no. Cutler with the kick out. Dominic with a kick to the back. Oh, and what a clothesline from Steve Cutler. Cutler went for a kick. Dominic Mysterio. Here we go. Dominic with Cutler of the ropes. Dominic 619. And Rey Mysterio takes out Wesley Blake. Dominic takes down Steve Cutler. 1, 2, huge win for Rey and Dominic in their debut as a team. Rey and Dominic Mysterio, a great win in their debut as a team and a great showing for Dominic Mysterio in his first matchup here in Universe Mode. 619 into a diving leg drop, a little bit modified from what his father does, but you know what? Hey, he's not going to be the next Rey Mysterio. He's the first Dominic Mysterio. That's a big win for this duo. I look forward to seeing what they can do here as part of Universe Mode. And hey, Grizzled Young Veterans, look out. There's some new stiff competition in the tag team division, it looks like. Oh no. Steve Cutler took the fall and... oh no. He sees what Seth's got in his hand and I think he knows. Oh! Oh, come on, Seth. Punishing Cutler. Well. Oh, there's a stomp. And another shot with the chair for good measure. What is Seth thinking now? He's got the steel chair in hand. Well, Cutler. Blake, sorry, friends, but I'm starting to think this is your marching orders. Here it comes. And on the chair. Well, Rollins has given the marching orders. Looks like we're down to 2 members of the Monday Night Messiahs now. What do you guys think? Seth Rollins got a new theme. Tell me what you think in the comments, please. Rollins saying it was for the greater good. Cutler and Blake failed him. And now they move on. And now we move on with the rest of Raw. Well, we've seen how that went. I don't even know if there's much I can say about that tag team match. It's a great win for Rey and Dominic Mysterio, though. I'll tell you that. Samoa Joe knocked off Dexter Lumis. You know, Joe's got to be full of piss and vinegar after losing to Keith Lee for the U.S. title a couple nights ago. New Raw Women's Champion, actually, new Raw Women's Champion Bayley. That's a complicated story for another time. She's officially part of the Raw roster. She knocked off Lana, who is also now officially part of the Raw roster. There's been a little bit of shakeups here after Summerslam. Apollo Crews got a win. Up next, the U.S. Champion Keith Lee. It's no rest for him. He's taking on Braun Strowman. And then our last match of the night, we'll see Andrade. Yes, he still exists in our universe. Taking on Riddle, who knocked off Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. And then our main event tonight, which we couldn't really put an advertisement for it in Universe Mode in the game. We're going to be seeing the championship celebration of Bobby Roode. Time for some singles action. Here comes Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman's got a big opportunity tonight against the U.S. champion. Let's see if he can pull it off. And here comes the man who got a huge win at one of my favorite matches on SummerSlam. Well, I say one of my favorite matches. There were so many great matches on SummerSlam. It's the United States champion, Keith Lee. He's beat Samoa Joe. That was one of his tough... I would say Samoa Joe thus far was the strongest opponent Keith Lee's had to go up against. Or at least the toughest. Braun Strowman, though. This should be an interesting face-off, that's for sure. So let's see what happens when these two bulls lock horns. Keith Lee and Braun Strowman about to go one-on-one. Here we go. Oh, what a collision. And Braun, whoa, powers Keith up, but Keith shoves Braun back, and Keith takes him off his feet. Few men can stand toe-to-toe with Braun Strowman at size level. I was going to say Brock Lesnar, but Keith Lee's done that as well. Keith Lee really is proving he's limitless in Universe Mode. And I don't know why, and I know people are going to ask. The new theme was dropped on TV in November of 2020 in real life. It's February 2021 in real life. We still don't have the bloody MP3. And that just tells you when I'm recording this, at least. You know, full disclosure, we have to bulk record these. That way Ray and I can do commentary at the same time for pay-per-views due to our limited schedules, especially now that we're going to be doing commentary for every pay-per-view together. That's right, in 3.5 weeks' time at Clash of Champions, our next pay-per-view, where every main roster Raw and SmackDown championship will be on the line. Ray will be back on commentary again, and he will be back for every Universe pay-per-view and potentially special, we'll see. And now Keith spins Braun around Braun with a drop kick. And now Keith getting thrown across the ringside area by Braun. Braun Strowman now picking the U.S. champion up, and Braun clotheslines him. Referee at a 6 count now. Braun Strowman picks up Keith Lee. Back in the ring at 7. These two masses of humanity gonna keep going at it, and Braun shoved back by Keith. And now Braun grabbed by Keith. Keith throws him in the corner. Keith Lee grabs Braun, and look at this, Keith putting his boot in the face of Braun Strowman. Oh, what a kick from Keith. And now Keith picking him up. Went for a clothesline. Braun counters. Picks him up. Oh, and Braun slams him down. Braun Strowman now drags Keith Lee away from the ropes. Braun turns him over. Cover on Keith. 1, 2, no. Kick out from Keith Lee. Braun Strowman now grabs him by the neck. Putting torque on the neck now of Keith Lee. And Keith Lee getting back to his feet. And Keith with a right hand. And another. Knocks back Braun. Keith clotheslines him. They still collide. Keith throws him across the ring. Keith Lee grabs Braun. Here we go. Keith Lee with Braun off the ropes and pounces the monster among men. Braun is still standing, though. Keith Lee grabs Braun Strowman. And Keith, I think he knows he's going to have to get a lot of strength on this one. Oh, right hand from Braun. And now Braun catches Keith. Braun knocks him into the corner. Keith counters, and Keith, no, Braun with another counter. And now Braun's got the U.S. champion and slams him down. Braun Strowman picking him back up to his feet now, and Braun, oh, has Keith. Keith with a right hand. And now Keith Lee, oh, thrown across the ring by Strowman. And now Braun Strowman picks him up to a seated position and has the shoulder of Keith Lee. Braun works over the shoulder. He's got Keith, and he shoves him back into the mat. And now the monster picks up the Limitless One. And Braun with Keith. Strowman. Oh, look at this! Lifting cutter to Keith Lee. What a move from Braun Strowman. And now look at the strength of Braun. He's got Keith. And Braun with a big gut wrench to Keith Lee. Braun Strowman's got the U.S. champ in trouble. Hey, a win for Braun probably would punch him a ticket to Clash of Champions. We do know Keith's going to have an opponent for that show. And now Keith Lee, whoa, was starting to pull himself to his feet. And Braun shoves back the champ. He's got him up. Running power slam. One. No, Keith Lee just kicked out. And now Braun picks up Keith Lee, and Braun grabs Keith. Braun Strowman throws the U.S. champion. It's been a great display of power from both men tonight. And now Braun's got the shoulder of Keith. Braun's been getting some good offense in here. Keith Lee's got a lot of ground to cover. As now Braun drags Keith away from the ropes. Braun Strowman, cover on Keith. No, another kick out. And now Braun with the U.S. champ up to his feet. Keith Lee counters. And, oh, Braun drops him again. Every time Keith Lee starts to mount offense, Braun Strowman counters. And Braun chops him. And now Braun stomping the U.S. champion. Braun Strowman now turns him over. Cover. 1, 2, no. Keith kicks out. And Braun kicked to the back, but Keith powers up to his feet, and he grabs Braun. DDT to the monster. And now Keith Lee with Braun into the corner, and Keith Lee grabs Braun. Here we go, Keith. Off the ropes, Keith Lee pounces Braun Strowman. Braun again, still standing. Keith picks him up, though, and Keith powerbombs him. He pumped him up into a powerbomb. But now Keith kicks the monster in the ribs. And Keith Lee with, no way, Spirit Bomb. 1, 2, 3. Genuine question. Did anyone else hear Braun Strowman talking in the game there? I generally thought I heard him speaking. That was weird. Maybe I'm just not getting enough sleep. Anyway, Keith Lee with a huge win. Sorry for all the fourth wall breaks this episode. Keith Lee with a great show of power right there at the end. 2 big power bombs to Braun Strowman. Sends him crashing to the ground. And your winner, the United States Champion, Keith Lee. Huge win for Keith. Whoa! Kevin Owens just drops the United States Champion. And now Lee slowly turning around. Oh no! Owens! Pop-up powerbomb. Kevin Owens, he disgustingly destroyed and dismantled Sami Zayn at Summerslam, and now it seems he's turned his attention. Oh no, Kevin, no. Kevin, don't do this. He's turned his attention to the United States Champion. Kevin Owens, kick to the ribs, and Owens powerbombs Keith Lee into the apron. Down goes Keith. Kevin Owens snatches it from the referee. Owens has made one thing clear, and that is that he wants the United States Championship. Main event up next. Subscribing on YouTube is both free and appreciated, but another way that you can support the channel, if you are willing and able, is on Patreon. The LS11 Universe Patreon is linked in the description of every video that we have on the channel. Patreons get cool rewards, like personalized thank you videos, their name in the credits of videos on the channel, early access to side series like GM modes and Road to WrestleMania playthroughs, access to voting on the bi-weekly watch-alongs, and a bi-weekly podcast hosted by myself and Ray, where you get to learn more about us and more about decisions made behind the scenes. If you want to support us on Patreon, it's very appreciated, as it both helps the channel and helps support Ray's unhealthy Dr. Pepper addiction. Woo! Now, back to the show. It's time for our final matchup of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, we still got the Bobby Roode WWE Championship celebration coming up next. But right now, here comes Andrade to the ring. I can't really roll my R's. I did what I could. So Andrade making his way to the ring. Andrade is going to be taking on the man who, well, I was going to say should likely be next in line for a world title match, but after all the drama going on at SummerSlam with the Tribal Chief, I believe Paul Heyman dubbed him, Matt Riddle may have his hands full with someone else. But Riddle making his way to the ring tonight. He's got another big opportunity to show himself off in the main event of Raw. So Riddle has made his way to the ring. It is Riddle and Andrade in our main event matchup, at least. Andrade, waiting for a drop kick. Riddle sidestepped him. Riddle, takes out the leg. Riddle going right at that leg. A great decision. Goes right into a headlock on the side. Well, it's weird. Last time, I'm not really used to being able to talk during Riddle's match now. As now, Riddle takes down Andrade, and Riddle with a double axe handle. Riddle grabs Andrade. Andrade kicks out the knee. Andrade, he had to watch that Fight Pit matchup probably back once or twice to get ready for Matt Riddle. And we've seen a whole new side of Matt Riddle, a much more serious and dangerous side of Matt Riddle after that matchup with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. And now Andrade's going up, and Andrade looking to fly. Andrade... went for a moonsault. Matt Riddle gets the knees up. And now Riddle. Drop kick takes down Andrade. He grabs Andrade now. Picks him back up to his feet, and Riddle. Right hand. Went for a jab. Andrade counters. Knocks back Riddle. And now Andrade hung up in the ropes. Matt Riddle grabs Andrade. And Riddle knee into the back. Pushing Andrade into the ropes. And down goes Andrade. And now Andrade pulling himself up. Riddle, what's he thinking here? Dumps Andrade out of the ring. And now Riddle follows him to the outside. And Matt Riddle going after Andrade. Kicks him in the head. Goes for another kick. There's a counter from Andrade. Andrade went for a kick. Riddle gets caught. Andrade's got Riddle. And Andrade with Riddle throws him back into the ring instead. And now Andrade. No. Riddle catches him with a knee strike. And now Riddle with a double axe handle. Riddle into the corner now. What's he thinking? Picks Andrade back up to his feet, and Riddle. There's a nice kick. And a jab. Riddle. Spinning back chop. And there's a kick. And another. And Matt Riddle. Roundhouse kick. Picks him up to his feet now, and Riddle goes for a kick. Andrade catches him, though. Andrade grabs Riddle. And Andrade, with Riddle into the corner, drop kicks him. Down goes Riddle. And now Andrade with Matt Riddle. Off the ropes. Went for an elbow. Riddle countered. Riddle went for a spinning back fist. Andrade with a Hurricane Rana. And now Andrade grabs Matt Riddle and drags him away from the ropes. Cover. One. No, there's a kick out. For a chop, Riddle back to his feet, and Riddle, Andrade pops him up. Andrade, look at this. Drops Matt Riddle. And now Andrade with Riddle up to his feet, and Andrade, Riddle counters. Riddle with a drop kick. Andrade staggers into the corner. Riddle, smacks him in the face. Didn't know what I was expecting on that one. And now Riddle into the corner. What's Riddle thinking? Here we go. Riddle Setting up Andrade for a spear. 1, 2, 3. You know exactly who that spear was a message to. It was normally a message to somebody, but not the person you would have normally expected it to be. Matt Riddle knocks off Andrade, and that's a big win for Matt Riddle. Ladies and gentlemen, normally this is where I would do the outro to the show, but no, we've still got a little bit to go. We've got the Bobby Roode Championship Celebration up next. I'm excited. Should be interesting. Here he comes, the new WWE Champion. Bobby Roode. WWE Champion Bobby Roode. Almost feels surreal, doesn't it? Bobby Roode making his way to the ring. Yeah, that title looks like it belongs there. I'll give him that. He is glorious. That he certainly is. So what does the new WWE Champion have to say tonight in his championship celebration? This should be interesting. He's just letting the crowd serenade him first. Love it or hate it, that theme song is never going anywhere in our universe mode. I don't care what CFO money says about it. I did exactly what I told each and every one of you that I was going to do at SummerSlam. I defeated Finn Balor once and for all, and I have become the new WWE Champion. I told Damien Sandow he made the right choice when he drafted me to Monday Night Raw, and now nobody stands in my way. Well, okay. Here comes the man Bobby Roode beat at SummerSlam. Finn Balor, the former WWE Champion, is here. What does the Prince have to say tonight to the champ? Alright, here we go. Oh boy. Last I checked, Robert, score stands 1-1. I will take back the championship. Wondered if we'd hear from him. There's the tribal chief, as he has now dubbed himself. Paul Heyman accompanying him. There's Roman. Paul, you gonna... You know, we'll just do it this way. And go. Well, here's Roman Reigns. Been a while, hadn't it, little man? I'll make this nice and simple. I am the next WWE Champion. None of you are gonna stand in my way. You saw what I did at Summerslam. I am the rightful champion, and I am Raw's tribal chief. Oh, this is interesting. There's Murphy making his way down to the ring. You know, I kind of remember beating you, Tribal Chief, a couple weeks ago. So, by that logic, I should be number one contender. Not you. How about you get your little squirrely ass back in the ring and we see how it ends this time? I feel like I heard this music earlier tonight. Things are getting a little bit... It's apparently just becoming a trope of Raw now. That, this is how... I guess this is how we find our next challengers nowadays. Here comes Riddle to the ring. Guys. Alright. Show of hands. Who tapped out Brock Lesnar's beast ass last? That's what I thought. Only me. So, step aside, and the original bro is gonna knock the dollar store Ric Flair out and take the WWE title. Oh, shit! Riddle going right after the champ tonight. Oh! Oh, and Murphy! Knee strike to Riddle! And another! And now Murphy! Gonna hit Riddle with Murphy's Law! Oh, and Finn Balor with a drop kick to Murphy! And Balor with a coup de grace to the best kept secret. And Reigns with a spear. Roman Reigns spears Finn Balor, and in amongst all the chaos, the tribal chief stands tall. You know, it's only occurred to me how similar this is to last month, but I can now confirm. Next week on Raw, Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, Matt Riddle, Buddy Murphy. Fatal 4-Way. Winner gets Bobby Roode at Clash of Champions. I've been Xander, and that was Universe.